Hi there, clan, and welcome to Worth It or Not, where I'm going to answer the simple question: is Assassin's Creed, the Black Flag, or just Black Flag, depending on how you want to pronounce it, worth it or not? Worth your time? Worth your money? That's a good question. Let's see if we can answer that right now, shall we? Okay, so, of course, Assassin's Creed 4 is the fourth installment in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Only a year or so after its last installment, which I have over here, Assassin's Creed 3, the Civil War one, which could have been so fucking awesome if the main protagonist wasn't so fucking lame. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's worth it, but that's a review I've done already. So, this is only a year after Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and a lot of people are very skeptical that Assassin's Creed is going to do a COD basically, and have a yearly installment, and this was a lot of speculation. A lot of people were very concerned about this, especially after their E3 demo crashed and burned like a motherfucker. But I ended up deciding to pick this up because of one simple thing. The naval combat from Assassin's Creed 3 was my favourite part of the game. I had more fun in that than I did in the entire game. And this game is basically built around that. This whole game is basically you're playing the father of Haytham Kenway. The father of Connor, so Connor's grandfather. In the Caribbean, basically being a pirate. So I'll get to the story in a minute, but that's basically where it's going to be gone from there. Now, I really am going to emphasize I will avoid spoilers at all fucking costs because I do not want to spoil it for anyone. I may do a spoiler separate video one day, but right now I just want to talk about the game. So, now, of course we have to talk about the story. The story follows the character of Edward... Is it Edward Kenway? I do apologise, I'm forgetting his name. I think it's Edward. I'm pretty sure it's Edward Kenway. Edward Kenway. I just call him Kenway. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. Can't give me a break. And you were playing as this character who is not an assassin, by the way. He has the assassin's ego vision, but he's not an assassin. He was never trained by the assassins. He actually got his assassin's gear by killing an assassin, basically, and stealing the clothes because, hey, they looked fucking cool. That's basically how he got the assassin's garb. The entire game, he's not with the assassins. We follow him as he's basically just after that one big motherfucking score that can earn him money. He's a pirate through and through. He left his wife in Wales. He's Welsh, by the way, not English. He left his wife in Wales to go privateering, which eventually led him to becoming a pirate. And he basically has been on part of a pirate crew for a few years now, and eventually become a captain of his own ship, the Jackdaw, with his own crew, and he does his own pirating. And we're following him as basically he's after this one thing that he happened to stumble across after stealing the assassin's garb, and that is the observatory. He has no idea what the fuck it is, does not give two shits about the assassins or the Templars thing about it. He only thinks that, you know what? If they want it so much, they'd be willing to pay some pretty nice coin for it. That's his main goal in this game, is money. The majority of his time is he doesn't care about the Assassin's Creed. He does not care about the Templar Order. All he wants is that one big score that will set him for life. And he's very single-minded in that, which is his character. He doesn't care about anyone else. He will kill someone if it helps him get to his end goal. And that's the only reason he goes on the missions that the assassins would go on, is the assassins are like, look, we will pay you if you go and do this. It also help you in your end goal. So that's the only way. He's not an assassin. In fact, the assassins kind of hate his guts a little bit for a good chunk of the game. And he basically has, the only community he is known is the community of pirates, which is not exactly a good one. And he's basically not so much a loner as that he does try and build a community with the pirates, and the game actually explains quite well about the aspect of pirates and what their thing is. Now, it does romanticize the idea of pirates a little too much in my opinion, but that's most things, you fucking expect that. And basically says that pirates don't sail under sail over the Black Flag because they don't live under any rule. They don't believe in the king. They don't believe in that. They do what they want. They live what they want. They do what they need today. And the pirate, that's what all Edward Kenway is. He basically just goes, look, I just want to do what the fuck I want to do. I don't give two shits about the king. I don't give two shits about the assassins. I don't give two shits about the queen, about the Templars. If it gets me fucking money, I will do it. And from this, we actually find out as the story progressed that the only reason he did any of this was that he wanted a better life for his wife. He wanted a better life for him and his wife. That's all he ever wanted. But eventually that did lead him down a road that he did not want to go, unfortunately. But eventually he did go down the road of murdering and doing all that crap and leaving his wife, basically. And we don't get a lot of information about his life back in Wales. We mostly live in the here and now where he is, because we don't find out a lot about his wife. We get flashbacks about what their relationship and what happened to them, but overall, we don't get a lot of information about it, which I kind of like, because it leaves a bit of a mystery, especially towards the end, and I'm not going to spoil it. Now, throughout the game, we do meet a lot of pirates. We do meet Blackbeard. We do meet James Kidd. We do meet a few other ones, whose name, the Dread Pirate Roberts. We do meet him. And all of these pirates have especially Blackbeard. In my opinion, Blackbeard is a really great character in this game, because he basically just explains he isn't going to heaven, he's going to hell. He knows he's done fucked up shit, but he gives two shits about it. He's going to hell, and he basically says throughout the game that he doesn't want to do this for the rest of his life. He wants to be able to say that he's one of the few pirates who could retire. And he wants to do that, and you kind of want him to do that. You actually grow a connection with a lot of the characters you'll meet throughout this game, especially the pirates. Like, you feel that you're part of that community. You feel that you just want to help them out and all that. And you do some despicable stuff in this game, I'm not going to lie. You will kill, you will steal from people, you will do a lot of fucked up stuff in this as the Assassin's Creed game. But that's what I like about it, is the story isn't about the assassins. It is about Edward Kenway. It is not like the previous Assassin games where the main goal was the assassins, take out the Templars. I love this story. I think, in my opinion, this is the best story in the Assassin's franchise because of how well it is performed by the voice actors and also how well it's paced, in my opinion. Throughout the entire game, Edward never joins the Assassins. He never does. I'm not saying if he does and does not, because it's kind of spoiled, but he never does for the majority of the game. I'm not saying if he does at one point or the other, because that'll be spoiler, but that's what he's out for his own gain. He's out for his own money and all that. And throughout, as the story progresses, he does go through some very difficult hardships, seeing people he's cared about be taken down, basically, and eventually does see that maybe he needs to fight for something more than coin. Maybe he needs to fight for something he actually believes in. And I love that because it evolves his character so much. It develops it so bloody well, in my opinion. We see him come from the point in where he's at, which is basically, I'm only after money, I give two shits about everyone else, to the point in which he does eventually start caring about people and starts to see the world in a new light, and I really do like that. I really like the way this story is paced, and also the character development of Edward Kenway. Edward Kenway has, in my opinion, has the best character development in the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. Assassin's Creed 1 Altair was bland as shit. He had a single-minded, that was his goal. Ezio Auditore, while I fucking love Ezio Auditore, his story was very straightforward, very done well, and he was an assassin from basically day one. Connor was bland as fucking shit, and I'd rather not remember him. Kenway is perfect, in my opinion. We get to see his development as a character, and also where he gets to at a point, and where he eventually makes a decision that will change his life forever. And I love that. I absolutely love that, because I enjoyed the characters in this game. Blackbeard's fucking awesome. James Kidd's fucking amazing. We also see Anne Bonny as well in this game as well. We see her at the start. She's not spoiled, she's been in there. And I do love that. And I'm going to say this right now, I actually teared up at a couple of scenes in this game because it's very well done in how it's executed, because we see what Kenway's going through and how the story's developed. I really do like the story in this game, and that's why I think it's the best one. Now, the reason I love it most is basically because of what happens towards the end of the game, which I'm not going to spoil for anyone, because it is a very good ending to the game, I'm going to say that. Now, there is a side story with the Animus stuff and all that. The reason I haven't talked about that is because it's very much that it isn't really important, in my opinion. It does add a little bit of plot, a little bit more closure for people after what happened to Desmond in Assassin's Creed 3. It does add a little bit more closure to it, as we find out what happens to him through the Abstergo. We actually go through the Abstergo part of the game, Abstergo, but not Abstergo, we're Abstergo Entertainment, which basically, to boil it down, is making the Animus a video game. I shit you not. Throughout this game, it's basically you're a game developer. You're working on the Animus to be a game developer. And it's fucking hilarious. I guess not that the story's bland as shit in the side quest, but we do get to see the returning the two assassins from the previous game, the one with glasses and the chick whose name I can't fucking remember. We do get to see them again, but we do get a little bit closer through various mini games outside the Animus, like hacking and gathering information about what happened to Desmond and other stuff. But the thing that I found funny the most is the fact that throughout the game, when you're outside the Animus, you're basically a game developer. Like, it's fucking, they take the piss out of it. I can tell you right now, who is it that made this again? Ubisoft. Ubisoft had a fucking ball doing that part because they make so many fucking jokes. It's unfucking believable about. They even reference how, like, previous characters in the Assassin's Creed franchise may not be suitable for marketing criteria due to their blandness, that kind of thing. Fucking hilarious and absolutely. They point out all the problems with the franchise so far and what was problem with other characters and all that. And from Altair, Ezio, Connor, and even the Liberation one whose name I can't fucking remember. I do apologise because I've never played it. They take the piss out of it all the fucking way. And also there's also subtle hints to possible future incarnations of the Assassin's Creed franchise, maybe getting away from Desmond's history, basically, which would be awesome because I think that's what they're wanting to do. I really do hope they do that, in my opinion, though, because there's so much rich and back. You don't have to have Desmond in this, you know. They've basically written Desmond out of this story perfectly, and it's okay for them to maybe not just use Desmond's memories, but use other people's memories as well, maybe evolving it a bit more, and I do like that. Now, what else is there? That's basically the story without going into spoilers. Now, we'll get into the gameplay. If you played an Assassin's Creed game, you know the fucking gameplay at the back of your hand. Assassinate, a couple new things here and there, like the blow dart gun, but everything else is the fucking same. I'm saying that right now. I'm saying the gameplay is still exactly the same, and I did have fucking issues with it again. Same issues I've had with Assassin's Creed 3, 2, and 1. Fucking Kenway doesn't do... The free running is still as glitchy as ever and still has issues here or there. It has its problems, as I say. Sometimes it'll glitch you, sometimes it doesn't run properly, sometimes it doesn't perform the actions correctly, and I fucking hate it. It drove me up the fucking wall, I'm not gonna lie. And it's still very close. I think they probably should have fixed it. They should have fixed it by now, but there's still problems. It's not as bad as Assassin's Creed 1, but it isn't any better than Assassin's Creed 3. It still had problems, of course, your standard free running crap. They still need to fix the free run mechanic because it is fucking glitchy as hell right now. And also, it's fucking a pain in the arse to control. It does take some time to get used to it, as always in the Assassin's Creed franchise, but what can you expect? Now, the meat of the combat, of course, is the naval part, like the pirating part, basically. You're steering your ship and all that from, like, Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 4 takes that and fucking perfects it. This is the greatest pirate game ever fucking made. I'm not lying. I fucking love this. Not only does the ship feel like it has weight to it, the cannonballs, the chain balls, the mortars, the fucking firebombs, the way you steer it, they feel like they have weight to it. They do it so perfectly. It's the greatest naval simulator I've ever fucking played in my life. It perfects it. And I absolutely loved it. You're going around, use your spyglass, you're like, right, what's over there? Oh, it's a frigate. Oh, it has some wood, it has some metal, it has some rum. Right, people, ram that son of a bitch and blast the cannons, you Daphnes. Fucking love that. I had more fun taking ships left, right, and fucking centre and getting booty up the fucking ass and loving every minute of it. I fucking love that part. The combat, the naval combat is perfected. Like, anytime I died in the naval combat, I didn't feel like it was my fault. I didn't feel like it was my fault. I felt like it was my fault because I fucked up. I had to strategize. You have to position yourself. You don't go right head on to attack them. You have to go, right, how is the best way I can take on this man of war? It's a ship designed for war. It's going to fucking take me down fairly quickly if I'm not smart. So you come in from the side, you launch your fucking heavy shot at that repeatedly, you take it down, you board it, you kill everyone on board, you take the ship and you go, right, that's my fucking ship, bitch, get off it. I loved it. I must admit, I had a lot of fucking fun doing the naval combat in this one, and it's a lot of fun. But I did put more hours into that probably than the main story, compared to the main gameplay of it, which is doing the free run. That one that was fucking glitches up the fucking ass. I love the naval combat. The naval combat was fucking amazing, and I would say it's worth it for that, in my opinion. I absolutely adored it, and I fucking loved every minute of it. I actually kept playing for the naval combat at the most. I done a lot of side content, including the harpooning, which you can actually harpoon whales, killer whales, the white whale's in this game, by the way. And you get pelts. Now, the hunting mechanic is back in this game, but I feel like they've improved a little bit with the harpooning, and also the on the individual islands that you'll go throughout the entire area, you'll find animals that you need to skin, and also use it to craft better equipment like pistol holsters, because you can have up to fucking 4 pistols. Awesome. You're just like, pow, 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 pow. And then you're like, right, swords out. Who wants a piece? By the way, dual wielding swords, fucking awesome. And by the way, there are Scottish broadswords in this game. I had them the entire game. They were awesome. I was wielding 2 fucking Scottish swords, and I was hacking my way through fucking people, killing them left, right, and centre, and I took their fucking booty. I loved it. I fucking loved that part of the game. I'm not going to lie. I love that. The naval combat's fantastic. The hunting, as is, you can upgrade your equipment, as is, you can get better, more carrying capacity and armor and all that. Now, I just say that's basically everything I loved about it. I love the gameplay. I love the story. The story is the best in the entire Assassin's Creed franchise right now. Now, there are problems with the game, however. I'm going to say that right now. In the previous Assassin's games, there was always this collectible armor. Like, there was Altair's armor from Assassin's Creed 2. And there was, I think there was one in Assassin's Creed 3. I just can't remember off the top of my head. There is one in this game called the Templar's armor, which is basically, in my opinion, is not worth the fucking effort to go and collect it. You basically just go around doing side missions to get these keys to unlock it. I did that. I got the armor. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't. I know it might maybe add a couple bonuses, but it doesn't look nice in my opinion. And all the other Assassin's armor looked awesome. And by the way, I highly recommend the Crimson Assassin robes when you can dye them, because you can dye them again in this game. The Crimson ones look epic. Or the Black Pirate one with the Jolly Roger on the back. I fucking want that, by the way. I want the Jolly Roger one. That's fucking awesome. But there is another one called the Mayan armor, which I did eventually get collecting towards the end of the game, which basically just gives you a fucking armored outfit. You don't have a hood, but you have armored outfit, and it's fucking beast. I loved it. So that's actually a good bonus. There are a couple issues there. The game did lock up on me a little bit. Still same problems with the previous Assassin's Creed games, in my opinion, and all that. But overall, I still enjoyed the game. I had an absolute fucking blast. And I can't really go into too much more why I think this is the best game in the Assassin's Creed franchise without going into spoilers, because I'm a big story guy, and the story, in my opinion, is absolutely fantastic and the best in the entire series. I've been praising this game a lot, and I've been saying that. Now, as I said, I'm going to have a nice little collective think. If you've liked every Assassin's Creed game prior to this, you're going to like Assassin's Creed 4, because it's basically the same stuff with ships, basically. But I will say this, if you thought the Assassin's Creed franchise has got a little bit bland over there, because it is the same stuff over and over again, I will say that you might want to wait for this game to go down in price a little bit before you pick it up. Because the only thing it adds to the entire game that makes it, in my opinion, a little bit better than the other Assassin's Creed franchise is a better story, and also the naval combat. Those two things, in my opinion, make this game just a little bit better than all the other Assassin's Creed games, in my opinion. And I just love that. And in my opinion, Kenway is the best character so far that's came out of the Assassin's Creed series. And I fucking love him, by the way. He is amazing. I enjoyed his character. And I'm going to say this, seeing what he goes through and eventually seeing where it went to in the conclusion brought me to tears. I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend at least playing it for the story if you're not going to do anything else. But I will say that if you want an amazing story, in my opinion, you have to go and pick up Assassin's Creed 4, because it has an amazing story. Even if you've never played the previous Assassin's games, I definitely say that you should pick it up, and it is enjoyable for that factor. However, I'm going to say it doesn't do anything else. It is basically the same Assassin's Creed game, only this time you're a pirate. So in my opinion, for me personally, is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag worth it? In all honesty, for me personally, what's not working? Where's my thing? Ah, there it is. There it is. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is worth it, in my honest opinion. For me personally, I think that this is the best installment of the Assassin's Creed franchise yet. and I hope that they keep going the way they're going to improve it, because they did hint at a lot of stuff that they could do in the future. Now, as I say, I'm going to say this, now I enjoyed it, I had a lot of fun playing it. I didn't enjoy Assassin's Creed 3 as much as a lot of other people did, because of the story was pretty weak, in my opinion. Assassin's Creed 4 has a far superior story. I want to play as Edward Kenway again. But the only thing is, though, this actually stands alone. I do not expect to see Edward Kenway again in another Assassin's game, except for in a cameo, because his story wraps up perfectly, in my opinion. There should not be another Edward Kenway game, in my opinion. This is what I want for the Assassin's Creed franchise to do from now on. Each game is a different character, because Edward Kenway is a great example of how you can show a character's growth and development, and I do hope they do that in the future. So I definitely think that Assassin's Creed 4 is worth picking up if you haven't already, but I will say this right now, it is basically the same Assassin's Creed as always. If you've never liked the previous Assassin's Creed games, do not pick it up, but I'm going to say this right now, at least give it a chance. It does have one of the best stories of this year, in my opinion, and is, in my opinion, a candidate for Game of the Year. So I think I'll wrap it up there from now on. Assassin's Creed 4 is definitely worth it, in my opinion. If you haven't picked it up already, I highly recommend it. But I will say, if you didn't like Assassin's Creed before, you probably won't like it now. And if you're getting sick and tired of Assassin's Creed, you probably won't like it, in all honesty, because it's the same stuff over and over again. But I will say that it does have a far superior story. Okay? So I think that'll wrap that up. Thank you all for watching. And as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92. I'll see you all in the next Worth It or Not.